Hello, ladies. Have you been outside there wondering or asking yourself how you can flourish in life? So this episode is for you. And this episode is about flourishing in life. Ladies, you're welcome to SBF family. On site today we have
Immaculate and Grace.
Great.
So Grace, tell us, what is flourishing in life?
Yeah.
flourishing in life. Actually, it's rapidly and successful developing in life.
Okay, so when we talk about flourishing, to me it means succeeding at everything that we are doing in life,
Yeah.
be it in work, be it at home, in everything we do. If we
Yeah.
have succeeded, then we have flourished. I can, for instance, talk about like returning home at the end of the day. How you find your home is probably going to define your mood, or how you leave your home at the beginning of the day. If you leave it disorganized the whole day, you're thinking, what if someone calls and wants to visit you and you're like, oh my God, the way I left my house, I cannot let this person visit me, you know? So then that means you're not flourishing in your home life at the end of the day. And yet, when you're not flourishing in all areas of your life, it leaves a chance for you to go through a difficult patch in your life, or to go through a point where you do not understand the basics, like what other people feel when they wake up. For instance, wake up, lay your bed, put away the things that need to go away, and then when you're at work, you're focused on work. When you're going back home, I'm going to have a restful evening. So that's kind of what flourishing feels like to me. Imi.
So to me, flourishing means being committed on what you have to do. Flourishing brings about responsibility whereby you have a purpose in life.
Yeah.
You're committed to doing what you're meant to do. Flourishing means you're happy and you feel good. You're positive and you believe in yourself. So flourishing brings about confidence. It brings about self-love. It brings about self-assurance that you can make it in life. And the mere fact that flourishing is all about succeeding in life, it means when you put your mind to flourishing, you will really be ready and out there doing things that will make you succeed or flourish in life. For example, reading books, books that will motivate you, interacting with people, your mentors, get mentors in every field in life. Have a mentor that can really bring you out and uplift you. Let it be business or
Yeah, I think on that mentor part, I recently learned that it's really important for you to have a mentor. For instance, when it comes to work life, like balancing your work life, every workplace has different work politics that you may not understand as a young lady. So it's really important that you have a mentor who has been there, probably in the same field, who understands how workplaces work, so that they can advise you according to what they have been able to see in their workplace, so that you may not make the mistakes that they made while they were as young as you are.
Yeah. And flourishing to me again, it brings more of gratitude. Gratitude, being thankful, appreciating the little you could be having or the bigger you could be having in life. Because one thing I learned, actually, it was this year. When I applied at MRC, Medical Research Council, and when I applied there, as I wanted to be called as a full employee to get my salary. But when I got there, they told me now the space was full, but they gave me an option of going there as a volunteer. So to me, the first thing that came to my mind, I was thankful to God for that little opportunity that they had given me of going there as a volunteer. Of course, in my mind, I had that when I go there as a volunteer, I'm not going to be paid in my mind. And yet my big mindset was I want to be fully employed as a psychologist of MRC. So when I reached there and they told me you can come in as a volunteer, I was great. I was thankful and I was grateful. So I went there as a volunteer, volunteered for months, and after volunteering for months, they were like, "Okay, let's see next year how it will go, and we can sign your contract." So that taught me in life that for that short time as I worked as a volunteer, in my mind I went there thinking actually I would not be given any salary or any money. But when I reached there, I worked 3 months down the road and hasn't been paid. I remember actually telling Amy about it. And after those 3 months elapsing, the HR comes in and says, by the way, Joanne, we are going to give you your alias for the past 3 months. And I was so excited. And by receiving that money, my life started doing what? Flourishing. So what caused that flourishing at that moment? It was the gratitude of being thankful that even if I went there wanting to be employed as a fully employee, but when I got there, that is not what was on table. What was on table was me acting as a volunteer. And acting as a volunteer at that time, I thought actually I would not even receive any salary. But I was so grateful to God that let me go through that line of being a volunteer, and as time goes on, they will appreciate my work and they will retain me. Yeah, so through that, I think God appreciated my gratitude, and through there, I was given money, and through there, my life started flourishing. So gratitude is so important as part of flourishing in life. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my plan. Anyway, so I was telling the ladies earlier, and I was referring to a book I recently read, The Art of Money Getting. And one of the principles I learned from that book was that there are 3 things that if you do not have them, you waste your time looking for money. Yeah. So the 3 things were to be healthy and to be wise. You remember the song Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise? Yeah. So when you're healthy, you are wise, you can be wealthy. But you cannot start making money if you're not respecting the laws of nature. Why am I talking about this? You have to be healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. You cannot just say, after all, I pray to my God, what use do I have jogging? Eh? There are some of you who say, the wicked man runs, the one is running after them. Do not be that person. Take some time, drink plenty of water, take a walk in the morning or in the evening after work. Do what you can to maintain a healthy body, because a healthy body will cause a healthy mindset, and then you cannot get money when you're not healthy, because you spend the rest of your money going to the hospital. You spend your money on things that are not going to lead you to become wealthy. So for me, when we're talking about flourishing, being healthy is part of this journey. Do not leave it behind. Do not work late into the night, yet you're going to wake up so early and be back at work at 8 a.m., which will just lead you to being stressed and then mess with your mental health. Whatever you do, make sure you're spiritually healthy. Being spiritually healthy means, your spirit is fed. There is a space within us, and I don't know if you ladies will agree with me, there is a certain way you feel when you haven't prayed in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
you don't be comfortable. You feel like you don't be comfortable actually. You feel lost.
Yeah. So there is an emptiness that happens when you're not spiritually fulfilled. Now, we cannot tell you that be specific about this religion and focus on this religion, because everyone has their own denomination. But whatever you do, make sure that you know your God. We always have to remember that there is a higher power that leads us to where we want to go in life, or that covers up on those small things that we cannot manage on our own. So flourishing hand in hand with being healthy goes hand in hand with being healthy, and not just healthy of body but mind and soul. When everything is working together, you find that your life moves forward or propels forward in a way that you do not expect. So for me, that's what it means to have health, to focus on the laws of nature, to understand that we do not walk this journey alone, and then we continue to flourish and walk a journey where we end in power.
Yeah, and Amy, do you have something to say? Or
Yeah. To add on what Grace had said, in terms of health, health is a very crucial issue, because when a healthy mind, a healthy body is a healthy mind.
Yeah.
So when our bodies are okay and not intoxicated with all the junk, because we tend to love junk. Me personally, as a person who loves junk a lot, so I realize when you take a lot of junk and, let's say, these spicy foods a lot, your body doesn't function well. Maybe you find yourself sleeping a lot, you find yourself your body is really not flexible enough. And then the little things, like also you start getting pimples, your life won't, because your skin, what you take in also reflects on your skin. So when your skin is not looking good, you won't feel good. So that is what I usually tell people. So when I went like on YouTube, there is a certain doctor, I've forgotten his name, like it was like even sugar itself can lead you to getting a lot of pimples and also being overweight and stuff like that. So I went on a no sugar.
Actually, to add on that, like about the sugar, they even say when you take a lot of sugar, your cheeks tend to increase in size.
Yeah, and actually that is what he showed his picture before and after, how his cheeks work. So I was like, oh, if this is working, let me try it out. Trust me, if I had pictures to put up, you would really see that my before and after. Right now, my cheeks have reduced.
Wow.
So all that actually, it used to make me insecure in a bit, because also my body wasn't really that flexible. So by the time I went off the sugar, my skin used to be okay, but not so perfect. But now it became better and better because sugar went off. So I usually advise people, but sometimes it's hard for them. That like, sugar, how can I be there without sugar? But you're taking other things, yellow bananas, pineapples, they also have sugar. So this manufactured sugar, though it can be called manufactured or what, but the sugar itself isn't good. So you can take in regulated measures or cut it off completely. So flourishing comes in with the health bit of it. We have to be healthy in a way. We have to really exercise. You might not be a person who really exercises that much, but at least do some exercises. Then also have a purpose, like draw up a schedule if you really want to. Actually, you really need to, because in life you have to have a goal and a purpose. If your purpose is to be somewhere by 2025, you'll be like, okay, let me draw up how am I going to reach that. Like we talked about mentorship, now about the support systems. So we need all that. So to me, that is what flourishing is. Yeah.